Um, so I looked at the Miro board, and you have the places where someone who is planning to present
Mhm.
and the directions for them, and then the invitation. I really like the invitation. I think it is very complete. I don't know that we need to change anything on it. The invitation for presenters, there are parts of the text above the form that need to be changed because they really apply to the
Yes.
Turkish symposium, and so we will need to change that. I sent an email to Greg Orpin. He had and I actually indicated, please, we're waiting for you to respond, but he has not responded. I think we should just go with the March 22nd date and just
Wish
say,
for the best.
well, because
Hope
I
for the best.
think it's the only date that works for
Yes.
Waters. And I think it's extremely important that we include Waters.
Yes.
And I do, well, Steve said he hadn't heard anything either from Greg. So I think we've just done the best we can, and we should go on now and form our advertisement.
Well, actually, in the advertisement, we are not announcing the school names or any presentation, so we have much more time actually for creating or developing the schedule. So actually, we can only make them limited into one date. But as you said, if that's the only way date for the water center, so we are most probably stuck with that date. So
Yeah.
I think,
I
uh,
think we should just decide that's our date and
okay,
move on. So, because there are other things we need to do now.
okay.
Once we have the date picked, yeah.
So shall I do the removing of that part that is more related to System Thinking Association or to our experiences sharing symposium? I will remove that part that you marked as in red. Uh, but after I updated, by the way, the page a couple of times, and then I got the updated version of the doc file in the Miro. Miro has something interesting. When you first open, it doesn't update, but when you refresh the page a couple of times, then somehow it understands that there's an update in
Oh,
the other side.
okay.
Not the
So I
problem.
try to refresh it a few times, but maybe not enough times,
Yes,
but that's okay. So the next is should be presenters, right? We
yes.
need, now that we have a date, we
Hmm.
should concentrate on presenters. Now, I noticed that you had already filled in some spots, so why don't we take a look at those?
But actually,
Um,
I didn't have any confirmation from them for that date. So they are all proposals.
well, then let's look at the list of presenters that we have and see, we could put stars next to ones that we want to invite. You said you have invited some, but I haven't invited anybody yet.
Okay. But before that, I want to ask if it, we should uh, ask Raquel these two or three forms or texts if it is appropriate or right, okay, for the society, if she can give us a confirmation about that. And after that, I can start working with her about creating the registration page and that part. This is bureaucratic or technical issues, but we can start creating the Zoom link and putting the registration date, because probably with the registration they send the Zoom link and creating the registration page with the fields. If that's okay, I can send these 3 documents after updating to Raquel and wait for a response.
Okay, and we don't need to update the Miro board form.
Mhm.
We said we wanted to change it when Gaye was in the meeting last week.
Yes, I updated it.
Oh, did you? Because
Yes,
I haven't looked at it for a few days.
here I have somewhere here. Well, still not updated. Let me try once more. No, but actually I have updated it. This is
Oh, okay.
and Guy has asked for adding pre-service teachers and teacher education. We
Yeah,
last week we changed this to school administration,
right,
pre-service teachers, teacher education, and I put other if
right.
any
That's
other.
good.
And
Do you
this
want a
scope was
text box? Do you want a text box under other so they can list
hmm, uh,
something or not? Whenever there's an other, I think sometimes, I mean, you can do that on the form that would have a text box next that would allow people to fill in whatever other is.
okay. So I can do this. I can insert a table with one.
Yeah, kind of like that, but not a drop down. It would
No,
be something they can
no,
type
it's
into.
because we have other written here. So uh, I should. No, I cannot remove this. If I cannot remove this, then I can make this one.
Yeah.
And maybe I should remove this. How about this? Other.
Yeah. Yeah. Where they can type in, they
Okay.
see that they can type in there.
Mhm.
And this would be the same thing in the next.
Hmm.
It
So
would be the same thing there.
insert below. Uh, oops. Okay, I will do that. Let's not uh, waste our time. But uh, I will change these to other, and I will make this the same
Right.
size with the
Yeah,
others, like
sure.
this one. And we
I
have
don't
these.
think I don't think that we have to list something here for other because we want them to choose one of the ones that are there. And if
Hmm.
they choose other, I'm not
Okay,
sure. What do you think? Yeah.
this is more. This
Yeah,
makes more
it
sense to
kind
me.
of indicates that these are the tools that we use.
Yes, we do
Yeah,
not give any option.
right.
Okay,
Okay.
so then
And then
abstract
abstract, yes.
500 words
Yeah.
and some recommendations.
Okay. I will look at this then after the meeting. I don't know, do we want to read it now or do we have other things we need to
Well, we
talk
can
about?
now, if you like, we can switch to the names, the list.
Yeah.
Well, actually, not. Well, I think we have uh, missed to check the names with Meltem about who can be the presenters in the symposium. But I can. So this is actually a limited list uh, at this. teachers from Meltem schools are missing. But I can list. Shall I explain why I put these names?
Sure.
So, Feride Joza, this is the academic coordinator of preschool, including kindergarten, uh, of a school in Denizli. It's one of the cities, big cities in Aegean region, 2 hours drive from Izmir. They are implementing since 2015 in kindergarten, and Feride is an originally English teacher, and she is giving the systems thinking education every year by herself to the teachers, to the new comers, with the experienced teachers, and they are very good at kindergarten. But they couldn't manage to shift this to primary school. This might be another topic that can be discussed. But the first thing I thought was that she, and she's also one of the participants of water centers workshop. So she's been working with her for a while. I think she's fluent in English and a good presenter, as far as I know.
Great. That's great.
Zeynep Akçay, she's 1 year elder or 1 year more experienced than Feride. She's been the first the first participants in the workshop in Turkey in 1914, 10 years ago, and she's a kindergarten teacher, and she's actually, I think she was her 1914 was might be his first teaching or kindergarten teacher starting year. So she's been doing this from their graduation, her graduation, we can say. But here she doesn't speak English. The problem with her is she cannot present by herself. But in her school, the Sev İzmir schools, they have they they lecture, or they manage the classroom with 2 teachers. One is an English teacher, one is the kindergarten teacher. So her associate might help her or make the presentation with her. We have done a couple of things before, and whenever there's a question, she can reply in Turkish.
Good.
So there can be. And this one, Gülnaz, you know Gülnaz Çağlayan. This is the storybook author. But I don't know how we can do this, because Gülnaz has a very, very limited English. And she's not fluent, or there might be problems when a question comes up. So actually, I put this question: presenter can be different from the implementer in case presenter does not speak English. Maybe we can talk or decide on this, how we can solve this problem. Otherwise,
yeah. Right.
Well, we have some kindergarten, at least 2 presenters from Turkey, so this might not be very prerequisite or much.
But actually, the whole storybook idea is really important. And I think with artificial intelligence, we can help teachers to create more storybooks. You
Yes.
have to have pictures and stuff like that, but I think the idea is really important. So I think it would be good if we could keep this idea here early in the program,
Mhm.
just because we want to encourage other teachers to think about it as a possible way, because stories are really the entry point
Yes.
for this level.
Well, actually, the first two also always uses storybooks. So storybooks will be on the agenda, but the
Yeah.
difference or the value added Gülnaz
I
brings,
think we can figure out how to make this work.
yes. Or maybe she can uh, uh, make a video and we can
Yeah.
put it in this part, in the gallery. So,
Yeah, although in the gallery, there's going to be so many different things for people to look at. I This is could be one. The presentations have to be in English. That's what we said. So we'll figure it
No.
out. Why don't
Mhm.
we not worry too much right now? Let's keep
okay.
her there and see if we can figure out a solution of someone else possibly presenting her work with
Mhm.
her, who actually does the speaking. Melton, go ahead.
Yeah, normally, Gülnaz in one of the webinar, she made the presentation in English, although she don't have any idea about in English. But she studied and she made you may remember Emre.
Yes, yes. I was just beside her while she was doing the presentation. So, in yes, but most of it was just memorized all of the
Hmm. Or
text and
maybe video recording. Okay, let's
yes,
keep it
the
as
video recording.
I
It's okay. She can do that. Actually,
We
if
could put a video recording here. We could.
yes, yes,
Yeah,
for a solution, for
yeah.
example. Yeah. Okay.
And then someone from Waters, I think, is also a good idea. We would like to show that there are at least some people in the other part of the world who are doing things
yes,
besides just Turkey.
yes, we then have to actually change the sequence because this is starting from Turkey, then the main dish, and then
Well, we
the
can worry about that later, but you're
okay,
right. We maybe have to flip the sequence a little bit.
yes.
So, Phil Ramsey's Billy Bonk books are good in the primary school,
But
and
if I'm
Özgen,
not
what?
sure if he will be available at that time because it might be a little bit early or
But
too late.
he has done a video for us before, so we could have a video.
Okay.
And
Yes.
maybe we would not want a video first. I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
But the second one, tell me about the second one.
And this is Evrim and Özgün. You know Özgün.
I know Özgen.
Işıkkent is the Özgün's previous school in Turkey, and Evrim is the academic coordinator, no, PYP coordinator of Işıkkent schools. It's an IB school, and Özgün is now in Ransom Hall. It's another IB school, and we have just finished a research actually about sustainability using RLC simulation, and very interesting results come up with these two IB schools from two different countries, and uh, we can share that experience. Anyone can actually present, maybe both of them present. So this will be actually this is a project that Haset is conducting in her university, to prepare a paper, a scientific paper about what can be done with systems thinking in IB curriculum. So this might be a light introduction of that article, probably.
I like the ROC lesson. I think it's a really, really good lesson because it's a linear model
Yes.
and it is an important idea. And so I think it really brings together two very important ideas for primary school. So I think it's a great
Yes, and this is
choice.
very as Özgün has said that so the simulation is so engaging that the students, fifth grade, I think, forgot to fill their forms from using the sliders. What will happen in 2100 on, and what if I do this, if I do that,
Yeah.
and they just because they like to use, of course, computer games. They know it
Yeah.
intrinsically. They are born into it, so
Yeah.
they are very comfortable in using it, and without noticing, they are learning how that
Right.
book,
Right.
why doesn't do what I did thought it would be, and Özgün was very happy with the results.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. No. And I don't know about Evren, but Özgen's English is excellent. So um, that,
Evrim is also, because as she's a PYP coordinator, she's always uh, using English.
English. Okay. Okay. Next.
Sevtap, she's a primary school teacher, and she's the most proficient one using systems thinking in picture books, picture storybooks, without any words. And she's always working on this. She's, without systems thinking, she's very interested in literature because she's not originally from an education department. She's an archaeology department graduate. After that, she became a teacher. So his background is more on other areas, and she's very fluent. I realized that when Benjamin was here for the last symposium, and she was fluent speaking with Benjamin. So, but I haven't asked her if she would like to or not. So this might be a kind of next step, or for the systems thinking using in storybooks, how it can be used.
Well, because people who are going to the kindergarten probably are not also going to the primary school, I think storybooks is also important to have something here
Mhm.
because it's such a primary way of instructing at that
And
level.
probably Water Center will have some presentations using storybooks.
Both of these levels, I think, are very important for Waters. I especially asked them for preschool, kindergarten, primary school. So, yeah. Okay, next, middle school.
And for the middle school, first, of course, we have Sena. And did well, I think you have written this, human body systems.
I did not put a presenter, but I think we need someone to present on human body systems for the middle school because the work that you have done in middle school with human body systems is very impressive.
No, thank
So
you.
I know I put that down in the list, but I didn't put a name on it because I didn't know which person would present that.
I think we can add Barkın Güdü, Emre, for the presenter for human body system. He speaks English.
Yes, but
Mhm.
I was thinking about, I was just thinking, started thinking now about Nihal,
Ah, ah, the
because
other one. Mhm.
she's currently doing a research for her Master of Art thesis about human body systems, and we are putting more, for example, extraction of muscle or other
Mm,
workings of or other topics in human body systems. But
mm.
Barkun should probably present, yeah, should surely present something. He's
So I'm thinking if you had someone present here, like, was that model of the arm that you were
Mhm, yes,
thinking?
yes.
Well, okay, I understand that. And if that's what you present here, there should be an advertisement for the the bigger picture of like circulation and things like that. Maybe we won't have, maybe we will, but maybe we won't have uh, time to do human body systems again.
Mhm,
But if not, we should advertise that in the gallery, there will be some things to
mm,
see
okay.
about human body systems. And we could even have some people do short videos about it.
Well,
Not a
actually,
formal presentation, but in the gallery itself, we could have some little video clips.
we can actually put every uh, interface in different iframes in the mirror board. So anything presented here can be worked or played on that.
Yeah, good idea. That's a good idea. I think that's a great idea. So I really want to listen more, but I'm
Yes.
worried about the fact that the half hour is up,
Okay. Okay.
and I don't want to keep Meltem. I know you can go longer, but Meltem, I'm sure, has a limited time.
She,
So we should probably keep this to happen. This is great. I'm glad we're doing this. I'm going to ask Tim Joy if he
Mhm.
would be willing to present at the high school level. He could do a little bit on literature, maybe a little bit on administration. I don't know, but I'm going
And
to put him in my list.
well, if he would like to talk that Lord of the Flies, I
Yeah.
was thinking Ece is most probably should have finished working with Lord of the Flies, and we can uh, just show two different versions because the approach is very different, and it is very interesting to listen both sides, but they are both very good examples of, for me, approaching a text or approaching a
Right.
literature.
Literature. Right. So I will ask. So I think the next thing we need to do now that we've chosen March 22nd,
Yes.
I think we need to start, for me, I'm actually saying this for myself,
Okay.
start asking people
Mhm.
if they will present from our list.
Okay.
Or
So
should we, or should we, maybe we have too many people in the list and we could not have them all present. Should we go to the list and mark most important to ask first
maybe
and then wait for others?
yes. Well, actually, the presenters that I checked, I list for Meltem School, and how many? It's 20 or 30 presenters are there only in one school.
Exit,
So we should
exit.
make a sequence or some prioritization, and
And remember, in Turkey, you can present on Saturday or Sunday. So
Mhm.
we can have more Turkish presenters
Hmm.
because we really have two separate days for presenting. because the time works well for Turkey, right?
Yes.
To have Saturday 5 to 10 or Sunday 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we can include more Turkish presentations.
But
Okay.
but at the same time, we should balance
Yes,
in a way, in international side of it,
right.
Turkish dominated.
Unfortunately, there are not as many people anywhere else in the world who are doing what you're doing in Turkey. So, that's their problem. I know we need to include. I agree.
Yes,
We need
yes.
to include as much as possible, more
Yeah.
balanced, but I'm glad that we have two options for Turkey.
Yeah, yeah.
So we can have twice as
Some
many
people.
presentations.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go to the list and mark what I think are the most important people that I have listed, and I'm going to start inviting them.
Okay.
So I'll invite Philip Ramsey, and I will invite Al Tukotsky, and I will,
Yes, of course.
invite Brett, and I'll invite Tim and Steve. And so I will
John
invite some of
Darko.
those people first.
John
And then
Darko.
as we start to fill up
Yeah.
the table,
Yes.
then we can see about who else to invite.
And actually, we always have the option to check the number of registrations if we can start earlier, advertising and register process. And if we see that we are going a couple of hundreds, for example, in 1 month, then we can maybe discuss about inserting one more session or one more parallel.
Right. And here's another thing. Even though Turkey is the best place for live presentations in both Saturday and Sunday, it doesn't mean we couldn't ask someone who could not fit on Saturday to make a recording that we use on Sunday.
Sunday, yes. Yes.
They could make a recording, we could use it on Sunday, because we don't want the two to be exactly the same. So we could have a little flexibility of adding some new information for Sunday. It would make it more interesting for the people for the Sunday conference.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an option too.
Yeah. Well, this was very productive. And so we'll talk next week then.
Next
Okay.
week. And we can
Okay.
finalize next week, I think.
We can, yeah,
Yes.
we can make more
Maybe in
decisions.
week time that also we can go through on Emre with Emre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are the
Okay.
highest.
Okay. Great. And
Okay.
I think the gallery is going to be very helpful as well. We can put some things in the gallery that will make it very, very a good extension of what we have to offer.
It will be an extension. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.